To the casual observer, the banquet of Herod Antipas was the pinnacle of first-century power. Music, wine, and the leading men of Galilee filled the hall. But just beneath the floorboards, in the damp darkness of the fortress of Machaerus, sat the true power of the age, John the Baptist. As we reach the middle chapters of our lives, we often find ourselves caught in the same tension Herod faced, the struggle between the truth we know in our hearts and the image we feel forced to maintain before the world. Historically, Herod Antipas was not a king in the sovereign sense. He was a tetrarch, a regional manager for Rome. The Jewish historian Josephus tells us that Herod's fear of John wasn't just spiritual, but political. John's influence was so vast that Herod feared a rebellion. Yet Mark's gospel gives us a haunting psychological detail. Herod liked listening to John. He was greatly perplexed, but he heard him gladly. Imagine that, a man of immense worldly power, secretly fascinated by a man who had nothing but the truth. Herod was a man divided. He respected John's holiness, but he was enslaved to his own appetites and his illicit marriage to Herodias. The tragedy peaks with a rash promise. Pleased by a dance, Herod offers his stepdaughter up to half his kingdom. It was a boast, a performance of power for his guests. But when the girl, coached by her vengeful mother, asks for John's head, the trap snaps shut. Herod was exceedingly sorry. He knew beheading John was a mistake, but verse 26 contains the most chilling words. Because of his oaths and his guests, he did not want to break his word to her. Herod chose face over faith. He chose the approval of his drinking buddies over the life of a righteous man. Theologically, John's death serves as the ultimate precursor. Just as John prepared the way for Jesus' ministry, his unjust death prepares us for the cross. It reminds us that in a fallen world, the reward for absolute integrity is often earthly suffering. John was the voice, and even when the voice was silenced by the sword, the truth it proclaimed, Jesus Christ, remained unstoppable. For many of us, we've spent years building kingdoms, careers, reputations, social circles. We know the pressure of the banquet table. We've all been in rooms where the truth was unpopular, where speaking up meant risking our standing with the leading men. Herod's mistake wasn't just the oath, it was believing that his reputation was more valuable than his soul. The wisdom of this passage is a warning against the fear of man. Herod's guest list became his prison. Your direct action for today is this. Identify one area in your life, whether at work, in your family, or in your community, where you have been compromising the truth to maintain an image or keep the peace. Today, choose the prison of integrity over the palace of a lie. Speak that difficult truth or make that unpopular moral stand, and trust that God honors a clear conscience more than the applause of any guest list.